Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. Today's our topic is understanding financial statements. My name is Muhammad Ammar, lecturer IBS Hungary campus, Puha University of Sciences and Technology. Our lecture number 14. So today's our topic agenda for discussion topics include use of financial ratios, external comparison and sources of the industry ratio, and the liquidity ratio. As we previously discussed in our lecture that we have started the financial statement analysis. In financial statement analysis, we check our balance sheet, income statement and cash flow statement, and we have to analyze them and who are the users of those financial statements. We know that the internal and external users both can get the benefit from those analysis, and the bondholders, stockholders and shareholders, trade creditors have their different point of view to check or to analyze those statements to put any investment in the future, so they can check the statement analysis or focus on those statement analysis regarding their different point of views. So in this current lecture, we use the financial ratios, how to use those financial ratios, and then we see the external comparison sources of the industry ratios. When we find those ratios, then we have to comparison with other. And in this current lecture, we talk about the liquidity ratio as well. Use of financial ratios. Financial ratio is an index that relates two accounting numbers and is obtained by dividing one number by the other. Yes, we also know about the ratio that we previously checked in our mathematics or discuss about those ratios, that dividing one number by the other and we get the ratio, right? So types of comparison can be internal comparison and external comparison. External comparison and sources of industry ratio. So this involves comparing the ratio of one firm with those of similar firms or with industry averages. When we find any ratio, so we have to comparison with the other. So other, let's suppose we have taken any industry, so we can check or when we compare that industry to the other, so make sure that both industries have same services or same types of products, so then you can comprise both industries. So similarity is important, as one should compare like given apples to apples, not apple to mango, right? So example include risk management association, Dun and Bradstreet Almanac of Business and Industrial Financial Ratios. So first one is our liquidity ratio. From the word liquidity, as we discussed, which one is more liquid and which one is not. So our current asset, like we see in our balance sheet, cash item, inventory, current ratio are basically the more liquid. So liquidity ratio is also known as balance sheet ratio. So they have given it a name as current ratio. Why current ratio? Because you see they have taken the current assets, current assets and current liabilities. And also we know that it's a ratio, so dividing one number by the other, so it's a ratio. So what is current ratio? Current ratio is basically current asset divided by current liabilities. And also we know that they have taken the example of basket wonder that we previously discussed in our lecture, and they have taken the balance sheet of the basket wonder of the year 2007 and also the income statement of basket wonder for this ratios to check what we get when we put those values of the basket wonders in our current ratio. So for basket wonder December 31st, 2007, the current asset we know that given in the example that is $1195 and current liabilities are $500. So we get 2.39. So what 2.39 shows? It shows a firm ability to cover its current liabilities with its current assets, or we can say through we can say through this the given 2.39. Let's suppose if you have one liability, so for that you have 2.39 uh, current liabilities with its current asset. Like you can cover those liabilities double through your current asset. Liquidity ratio comparison, so they compare uh, the basket wonder with the industry ratio. So you see 2007 6 5, but now we are talking about only 2007 year. So in 2007 we get the current ratio which is 2.39, and we can see the industry average ratio which is 2.15. So this ratio is stronger than the industry average. Liquidity ratio, the next one is our asset test, or you can say a quick ratio, or the other name of this asset test ratio is quick ratio. You can also say it's a balance sheet ratio, right? So we see in asset test ratio they have taken current asset minus inventory, current asset minus inventory divided by their current liabilities. For Basket Wonder December 31st, 2007 balance sheet, they have taken the current asset. In previous slide we also seen that the current assets are 1195 and inventory is 696. So they less inventory from their current asset. That's why it's been said that it's a quick ratio or asset test ratio. Now divided by $500 current liability, and we get one, only one. So what one shows? It shows a firm ability to meet current liabilities with its most liquid asset, right? So we can check the comparison. Liquidity ratio comparison, or this one is our asset test or quick ratio. So year 2005, 6, 7, but now we are currently talking about year 2007. So you see on the slide that basket wonder comparison to the industry average, and the ratio that we got, the asset test ratio we got is equal to 1, and on the other hand side you can see the industry average ratio which is 1.25. so it's been to little bit lower, so ratio is weaker than the industry average. So summary of the liquidity ratio comparisons. So we have find up till now the current ratio and acid test ratio. So both are given on your slide, the basket wonder and industry. In current ratio, we've seen that basket wonder have 2.39 and the industry is 2.15. It shows the BMW is stronger or better than the industry average, and when we find the acid test ratio, which is equal to 1, and the industry, sorry, BW basket and wonder have 1 and the industry average is 1.25, so it's been a weaker. So this strong current ratio and weak acid test ratio indicates a potential problem in the inventories account. Good. So note that this industry has relatively high level of inventories. This shows that, right? So they've been given of the trend analysis, so current ratio trend analysis comparison with the industry. You can see the red line shows the industry and the blue one shows the basket and wonder. So horizontal axis with the year given 2005, 6 and 7 analysis year, and vertical axis have ratio value. So we have seen that the current ratio is good or better for basket wonders, and we see the graph of blue line is above the red one, which is the industry average, right? And this is the trend analysis of our acid test or quick ratio. So acid test ratio trend analysis comparison. You can see on the horizontal axis the year analysis 2005, 6 and 7, and vertical axis shows the ratios value. And yes, we have found in our previous slide that basket wonder is weaker ratio of acid test ratio as comparison to the industry. And yes, we are seeing on this graph that the blue line is below than the red one, and the red one shows the industry average. Summary of the liquidity trend analysis. The current ratio of for basket wonder has been rising. At the same time, the acid test ratio has been declining. Yes, we have practically found that. The current ratio for the industry has been rising slowly. At the same time, the acid test ratio has been relatively stable. Yes, we've seen in the previous slide trend analysis graph. This indicates that the inventories are a significant problem for basket wonder. So to this ratio, we also have find the problem, or we can say the advantage to the internal users, that they have find their inventory problem by to getting these ratios, the acid test ratio and current ratio. So basically from these ratios, the internal users and the external users both get the benefit if they want. So in this lecture we started about to find the ratios. So in today's lecture we basically talk about the liquidity ratio, and in liquidity ratio we talk about two ratios. First one is current ratio and the second one is acid test ratio. So these are the related links. You can watch the video by visiting the related link of the YouTube channel, and you can also visit the related links to get more knowledge regarding or related to this lecture. Thank you from my side and stay blessed.